Big shout out to Thomas Massey. This is not our war. We should not engage our military here. Furthermore, doing so would require a vote from Congress. A big shout out to another political, who is a political lifer, unfortunately, but shout out to Senator Tim Kaine. He is bringing articles to the floor of the Senate for declaration of war, to actually get people on the record if we are going to get involved in any type of foreign conflict. Let me tell you something. There is enough chinks in the Trump armor right now that if this actually goes through, he might be in a lot of trouble. And if there's anything that I would want to see Trump impeached for, it would be for starting what could be a world war. That's justifiable impeachment. Much as it should have been for Obama, much as it should have been for Bush. That is how this works. Actual issues that should get leaders removed from power. This is no joke. This is the 11 o'clock hour. We are in deep doo-doo if we allow this to happen. Colin, can I have that other tweet, please? In the last, and this is Douglas MacGregor, ladies and gentlemen. In the last 72 hours, Israel launched a preemptive strike against Iran when negotiations between Washington and Tehran were still ongoing. Iran was caught off guard, but Iran recovered more quickly from its Pearl Harbor moment than Israel expected. In less than 18 hours after Israel's surprise attack, Iran responded, firing hundreds of ballistic missiles, including hypersonic missiles, into central Tel Aviv and across Israel. Meanwhile, Israel's Iron Dome failed. Israel intelligence failed. Now Netanyahu is pleading with Washington to intervene with American military power to rescue Israel from certain defeat, a defeat Netanyahu crafted with encouragement from Washington. At the same time, Russia, China, Pakistan, and most of the Muslim world are rallying to Iran's defense. Supplies, equipment, and technical assistance are pouring into Iran. It's time for a reality check. Washington's burned through 12 trillion with a T in the Middle East since 2003. Result, 7,000 dead Americans, 50,000 wounded, open borders, and 100,000 Americans dying yearly from fentanyl poisoning. Today, the U.S. is $37 trillion in debt. We'll X out that line on behalf of Steve Grumbine, a sum that does not include so-called agency debt. 77 million Americans voted for President Trump because he promised to end the overseas conflicts and halt the march to World War III. Trump's mandate is unchanged. Secure America's borders, ports, and coastal waters. Deport illegal aliens, crush the criminals, raping and murdering Americans, restore the rule of law, but not one more drop of American blood for foreign wars. One Israel strike on Karg Island, where 90% of Iran's oil exports flow, are Bandar Abbas terminals, and Iran closes the Strait of Hormuz. That's 20% of global oil supply. That means disrupted supply chains and runaway inflation. Gas hits $7 a gallon overnight. Every working family crushed. Truckers can't deliver food. Economy crashes. For what? So Israel, that started this insane war, can drag Americans into a wider regional conflict with the potential for nuclear war? We have 40,000 troops in the United Arab Emirates, Qatar, across the Persian Gulf. They are sitting ducks. Iranian Shahed 136 drones cost $20,000 each. American Patriot missiles cost $4 million to intercept. Do the math. We will run through our inventory of missiles and go broke while Americans come home in boxes. The Middle East is on the brink. Here's what Washington must do to defuse the conflict. Ask for an emergency UN Security Council meeting. Ask for immediate ceasefire, making it clear that Washington opposes the destruction of Iran, Israel, and any other state in the Middle East. Demand that Israel stop the killing of Palestinians in Gaza and withdraw its forces from Gaza and the West Bank. Number 3, suspend all military aid to Israel until Israel agrees to remove its troops from Gaza and permit humanitarian assistance to reach the people of Gaza. Number 4, propose the commitment of armed forces from non-aligned nations to police Gaza and the West Bank. Number 5, propose that the United States, Russia, China, India, and Brazil, BRICS, convene a peace conference to arbitrate the dispute between Israel, Iran, and Israel's neighbors. I led American soldiers under fire into action. I've seen plenty of flag-draped coffins. I don't want to see any more. Washington's warmongers have had 22 years. They failed, they lied, they profited, while America bled. Time's up. America first means America first. Not Israel first, not Ukraine first, not NATO first, America first. That is as succinct and effective a message as I have seen from any real leader. And obviously Colonel MacGregor was a hell of a leader. And for him to say that, it really is an incredible, almost like a deposition that he's giving. But how much better and how much more can you articulate a point for people to understand just how bad this will get if we get involved with this shit on behalf of this fucking war criminal who should be in the fucking hang, who should be hung, drawn, and quartered for the entire public to see. The same for Smirnoff and the same for Gavir. And anybody else in this fucking country, whether it's Wasserman Schultz, whether it's Schumer, whether it's anybody who has been on board with this genocide and now are advocating for this war. And they're advocating for it, baby. And you know what's amazing about these people? They will never, ever lift a finger to defend this country. As I pointed out earlier about Ben-Gvir, same thing. Man never served in the IDF, which is usually a requirement when you're in Israel, unless under certain circumstances of exception. And then you don't have to serve. It's always the same people in this country who always scream the loudest for war, but they will never fight in it. They will never defend this country. And just so we're clear, their loyalty is not with the United States. Listen to anything Ben Shapiro has to say, that fuckwad. Everything is about Israel. Everything is about their religious indoctrination. This is what they believe, and they are not backing off of it. That is not changing. So we better get our shit together and get it together quickly, because this is going to get bad. Real fucking bad, real fucking fast. 40,000 troops are in 3 countries in the Middle East right now. And that's just standing army shit. And yet Trump's out there issuing orders. You totally have to get out of Tehran. You're not allowed there. Why don't you say, hey, to the U.S. troops, listen, we want to protect our troops. It's a very dangerous situation. They probably should not be there. No. Fuck this shit. And fuck anybody who supports it. They're not going to die for you. Fucking yahoos. You might be right. Maybe it is 90,000. It's probably 90,000 total. That we know of, Saul. We know of 900 bases. It's probably bases we don't even know exist. And a lot of these bases, we don't even know where they are. The defense of this fucking person, the defense of this rogue nation, it's got to end, and it's going to end. It's just got to end faster than it's ending. It's not a question of if we will end our relationship with Israel. It's a question of when it's going to happen. We collectively all have to work together to make sure that it happens. And we have to do it fast. You can't even begin to imagine the type of pressure that the Israel lobby is putting on Trump right now. to get involved, to formally get involved, to actually declare war on Iran on behalf of Israel. But if there is any salvageable part of Trump's soul where he pulls back and leaves Israel to fend for itself, it will break the Israel lobby's stranglehold over our country. It is this moment that can change the course of history. I don't know if there's a hashtag that makes sense to try to make go viral on social media. But if there's one thing we know about Trump, he does listen. He does care about what people think of him. And if people, especially of his coalition, are going to hate him and disparage him forever if he gets us involved in this, he might think twice about it. I hope that's what he's doing. I hope. But at this point, I don't know what type of faith I can really have. But hope is all we've got. I hope he does the right thing.